Right now, Voyager 1 is 24 billion kilometers from Earth. No human hand will ever touch it again. It travels at 61,000 kilometers per hour, and yet the universe around it is so vast that it appears perfectly still. The temperature surrounding it hovers just above absolute zero. There is no light. There is no sound. There is no direction. Just a frozen ocean of nothingness stretching in every direction forever. And somewhere inside that nothingness, something has gone wrong. Voyager 1 has stopped making sense. It stopped transmitting data. It began sending something else instead, a stream of meaningless numbers, repeating, looping, going nowhere. Engineers on Earth called it an anomaly, but the word that kept appearing in the internal conversations was darker: dementia. This is the story of what happened to the farthest machine humanity has ever built, and what it means that we can barely reach it anymore. In the late summer of 1977, humanity built two identical machines. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were born on the same planet. They were launched weeks apart. Their onboard computers were less powerful than a modern calculator. They recorded data on magnetic tape. And yet, this fragile, ancient technology was sent into the most violent environments in the cosmos. They carried the same mission. They carried the same gift. Attached to the side of each spacecraft is a golden record, a disc of gold-plated copper encased in aluminium, designed to survive 1 billion years in the vacuum of space. Led by astronomer Carl Sagan, we filled it with the sounds of Earth. Greetings in 55 languages, the singing of birds, the crash of ocean waves, a mother's first words to her newborn child, the haunting songs of humpback whales. We even recorded the brain waves of a young woman falling in love and pressed them onto gold. It is the most beautiful message humanity has ever sent into the dark, and it is flying with no one to receive it. For years, the twins traveled together. They photographed the storms of Jupiter. They flew past the rings of Saturn. But at Saturn, a decision had to be made. NASA directed Voyager 1 toward Titan. The flyby returned extraordinary data, but Titan's gravity was enormous. It acted like a slingshot. It threw Voyager 1 violently upward, permanently out of the plane of our solar system. Voyager 2 continued straight. It became the only human-made object ever to visit Uranus and Neptune. But Neptune's gravity did the same thing. It threw Voyager 2 downward. They were born together. The universe sent them in opposite directions. Voyager 1 heads toward the cosmic north. Voyager 2 toward the cosmic south. They will never encounter each other again. For decades, both spacecraft flew under the protection of our sun. Our star generates a massive magnetic bubble called the heliosphere. It shields everything inside from the violent radiation of dying stars across the galaxy. But eventually, the twins reached the boundary. They did something no human-made object had ever done. They crossed into interstellar space. The solar wind stopped. It was replaced by a violent sea of cosmic rays and ancient stardust. Just before leaving us forever, Voyager 1 was given one final command: turn its camera around. Take a photograph of home. From 6 billion kilometers away, the camera looked back, and in the image returned to Earth, our planet was a single, pale pixel. Every human who ever lived was on that dot. Every war, every love story, every discovery, every loss. All of it on a single grain of dust floating in a sunbeam. After that photograph, Voyager 1 shut its cameras down forever. It made itself blind so it could keep moving forward. Out in interstellar space, there is no sunlight to harvest. The twins run on nuclear hearts. Called radioisotope, thermoelectric generators, they are fueled by decaying plutonium. After nearly 50 years, those hearts are fading. Every year, the power supply drops a little more. The temperature around the spacecraft approaches absolute zero. To prevent total system failure, NASA has been shutting down instruments, one by one. But the deeper threat is not the cold, it is something else entirely. In 2023, Voyager 1 did something that had never happened before. It stopped sending scientific data. Instead, it began transmitting a stream of meaningless numbers, the same pattern, looping endlessly. Headlines around the world announced it the same way. Voyager 1 had developed dementia. The word was not NASA's, but it captured something real. The farthest machine humanity had ever built was losing its ability to speak. A single chip had failed. It controlled less than 3% of the FDS memory, but it had corrupted the code that translated Voyager 1's data into language. The chip could not be replaced, so the engineers did something extraordinary. They dissected the corrupted code into sections and relocated each one into the remaining healthy memory. Every command sent to make the repair took 22.5 hours to arrive. Every confirmation took 22.5 hours to return. For months, the team worked in silence, not knowing if each instruction had landed, not knowing if anything was still listening. The date was April 20th, 2024. Voyager 1 spoke clearly again, from 24 billion kilometers away, one repaired instruction at a time. In the next few years, Voyager 1's batteries will fall below the critical threshold. NASA will lose the ability to communicate. The transmitter will go silent. But Voyager 1 will not stop. It will continue to drift cold, blind, silent, at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. In 40,000 years, it will pass near a star called Gliese 445. In 300,000 years, Voyager 2 will drift past Sirius. And billions of years from now, our sun will die. It will expand and swallow the Earth. Every ocean will boil, every mountain will melt, every trace of what we were will be erased. But the twins will still be out there. Two silent machines of metal and gold, carrying our voices, our music, our love stories, drifting through eternity. Long after we are gone, they remain, the last evidence that we were once here. For one brief moment in the history of the universe, we reached into the dark.